Right now, there are Mercedes-Benz models sitting on used car lots for less than the price of a new Toyota Corolla, and nobody is touching them. Because the moment buyers see a cheap Mercedes, their brain screams money pit, $5,000 repair bills, electrical gremlins, a car that eats your savings for breakfast. But here is what nobody tells you. Some of these ignored models carry engines that outlast anything from Japan, interiors that still look and feel like six-figure cars, and ownership costs that are lower than the German competitors everyone overpays for. Today, we are looking at 5 cheap used Mercedes models that the entire market ignores, but are absolute gold mines. Most buyers will never know about these cars. And number 1 on this list has lost so much value that it almost feels illegal to buy one at today's prices. Let's get into it. Number 5, Mercedes-Benz GLK-class. The Mercedes-Benz GLK arrived in 2010 as the brand's first compact luxury SUV. Boxy styling, a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 producing 302 horsepower, and a build quality that owners have consistently described as over-engineered and solid. But when Mercedes replaced the GLK with the curvier GLC in 2016, the market moved on almost overnight. Buyers chased the newer design, dealers shifted focus, and the GLK quietly disappeared from most people's shopping lists. That disappearing act created a pricing anomaly that still exists today. Used GLK 350 models now regularly sell for between $6,000 and $15,000 depending on mileage and condition. For a Mercedes SUV with a proven V6, available all-wheel drive, and an interior that still looks and feels premium, that is difficult to beat. Owner reviews on platforms like Edmunds and Carfax consistently highlight the same themes. Reliability that rivals that of Japanese competitors. Minimal mechanical issues even past 150,000 miles. And a ride quality that absorbs rough roads without complaint. One long-term owner described it as an overbuilt baby G-Wagon. Another reported zero mechanical or electrical problems after years of daily driving. Multiple owners specifically mentioned wishing Mercedes had never discontinued it. The GLK does have limitations. Rear seat space is tight, the infotainment system feels dated by modern standards, and cargo capacity falls behind newer competitors. But for buyers who prioritize durability over screen size, the GLK represents one of the strongest values in the used Mercedes market right now. And the next car on this list takes that value equation even further. Number 4, Mercedes-Benz W204 C-Class. The W204 C-Class arrived as Mercedes' entry-level sedan, but calling it entry-level undersells what this car actually delivers on the used market today. The 2011 to 2014 facelift models represent the final generation of C-Class before Mercedes shifted toward turbocharged 4-cylinder engines and increasingly complex electronics. That matters, because the naturally aspirated V6 in the C350 has earned a reputation as one of the most durable engines Mercedes produced during this era. And durability is exactly what the used market rewards over time. These facelifted W204 models addressed many of the electrical issues that plagued earlier production years. The transmission was refined, the interior materials were improved, and the overall driving experience sits closer to the E-Class than most buyers expect at this price point. Used examples now regularly appear between $8,000 and $16,000. For a sedan that originally carried a sticker price well above $40,000, that gap is significant. Owner feedback across multiple platforms reflects a consistent pattern: comfortable long-distance cruising, predictable maintenance costs when serviced on schedule, and a chassis that still feels tight and composed even at higher mileage. The common complaints are minor: infotainment screen glitches on some units, occasional airmatic suspension issues on models equipped with the optional air suspension. Nothing that falls outside normal wear for a vehicle in this age range. For buyers who want old-school Mercedes solidity without the repair anxiety that follows newer models, the W204 facelift quietly delivers. And the next car does something similar, but with far more presence. Number 3, Mercedes-Benz CLS class. The Mercedes-Benz CLS invented the four-door coupe segment, and when the second generation arrived in 2011, it refined everything the original introduced: lower roofline, sweeping body lines, and a presence on the road that still turns heads today. But Mercedes discontinued the CLS in 2023, and once a model leaves the lineup, the used market loses interest fast. That loss of interest created one of the best value propositions in the luxury sedan space right now. Used second-generation CLS models now sell for prices that would have seemed impossible 5 years ago. Clean examples with reasonable mileage regularly appear between $12,000 and $22,000. For a car that carried an original sticker price north of $70,000, that depreciation curve is staggering, and the car itself remains genuinely impressive. Owners on platforms like What Car and Edmunds consistently praise the ride quality, the refined six-cylinder engines, and an interior that still feels luxurious by current standards. Multiple long-term owners have described it as essentially a sportier E-Class with better aesthetics. The trade-offs are real but manageable. Rear headroom is limited by that sloping roofline. Seating is strictly for four, and maintenance costs will always run higher than a mainstream sedan. But for buyers who understand that and budget accordingly, the CLS offers a level of design and road presence that very few cars at this price point can match. The next car on this list trades style for pure engineering muscle. Number 2, Mercedes-Benz W211 E-Class. The W211 E-Class is the car that Mercedes veterans consistently point to when someone asks for the best cheap Mercedes money can buy, and the data supports that reputation. The E500 variant carries the M113 5.0-liter naturally aspirated V8. This engine powered everything from the CL500 to the SL500, and even found its way into the Mercedes-McLaren SLR. It is widely regarded as one of the most reliable modern Mercedes engines ever built. Paired with the 5-speed automatic transmission, a unit rated to handle nearly 800 pound-feet of torque, the powertrain combination is nearly bulletproof when properly maintained. Used E500 models now regularly sell for under $15,000. Some well-maintained examples appear for less than $10,000. For a V8 luxury sedan with adaptive cruise control, leather throughout, and available 4MATIC all-wheel drive. That pricing borders on irrational. Owner communities consistently echo the same message. Keep up with scheduled maintenance and this car will run indefinitely. Neglect it and repair costs escalate quickly. The difference between a reliable W211 and an expensive one almost always comes down to service history. Common issues to watch include aging air suspension components and electrical gremlins on higher mileage examples. The 7-speed automatic found in later models is also considered less robust than the earlier 5-speed, but buyers who do their homework and inspect carefully are rewarded with a driving experience that punches far above its current market price. And the final car on this list takes that principle to its absolute extreme. Number 1. Mercedes-Benz W222 S-Class. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class has always represented the absolute peak of automotive luxury, and the W222 generation is arguably the finest expression of that philosophy. Night vision assist, massaging seats with hot stone functionality, an adaptive suspension system that reads the road surface ahead and adjusts in real time. When this car launched, it carried technology that the rest of the industry would not adopt for another half-decade. New examples regularly exceeded $120,000. Fully loaded models pushed well past $150,000. And today, used W222 S-Class sedans are available for between $20,000 and $40,000. Some higher mileage examples dip even lower. That collapse in price is not a reflection of the car itself. It is a reflection of what happens when hundreds of electronic modules, air suspension components, and radar systems begin aging simultaneously. Potential second and third owners calculate future repair costs and walk away. But here is what the market often misses. The W222 generation benefited from years of engineering refinement. Owners who maintain these vehicles on schedule report remarkably few catastrophic failures. The twin turbocharged engines are robust. The 9-speed transmission is proven, and the cabin still rivals vehicles costing 3 times its current price. The risk is real. Deferred maintenance on an S-Class compounds fast. But for buyers who budget for upkeep and inspect thoroughly before purchasing, no other car in this price range delivers this level of engineering. Nothing else even comes close. 5 cars, 5 Mercedes models that everyone ignores. Yet the engines, the build quality, and the driving experience tell a completely different story. Because in the used car market, cheap does not always mean broken. Sometimes it just means overlooked. And right now, these 5 models are sitting at prices that have nothing to do with what they actually deliver. For buyers paying attention, these are gold mines. For everyone else, it is the best Mercedes they will never know they missed.